Right now, more than 10 million Filipinos are working in almost every country on Earth. In many of those countries, Filipino workers are called the most reliable people on the job. This did not happen by accident. Governments are now writing special programs just to bring in more Filipino workers. That means your mother, your father, your brother, their sacrifice is finally being noticed. Somewhere today, a hospital or a family is thankful they found a Filipino worker. Here is one simple question for you. Which country made your family feel most welcome? Write your answer in the comments. Now, let's begin with number 10. Number 10 is Germany, a country now quietly opening its doors wider for Filipino nurses. Germany created a special recognition process just for foreign nursing qualifications. This process lets Filipino nurses convert their skills faster, without starting over. German hospitals have publicly praised Filipino nurses for their calm, careful patient care. Filipino nurses in Germany are often given full-time contracts within their first year. Did you know Germany now offers free language classes just for incoming Filipino healthcare workers? For a Filipino family, that support means a smoother move and a faster start. Germany is not simply filling empty positions with Filipinos. Germany is building long-term careers for Filipino nurses. That is a strong, growing form of respect. Let's move to number 9. Number 9 is the Netherlands, a country building a strong new bridge to Filipino caregivers. Dutch care homes have started direct hiring partnerships with agencies in the Philippines. These partnerships skip many of the usual delays in the hiring process. Dutch employers often say Filipino caregivers bring warmth that patients truly notice. Some Filipino workers in the Netherlands are given housing support right when they arrive. That kind of support shows real planning, not last-minute hiring. Did you know the Filipino community in the Netherlands has grown steadily over the past few years? For a Filipino worker, that growing community means friends and support close by. The Netherlands keeps choosing Filipino caregivers for its most sensitive, caring roles. That choice is quiet, but it is deeply respectful. Let's continue to number 8. Number 8 is Qatar, a country now offering Filipino workers stronger protection than ever before. Qatar introduced new labor reforms covering minimum wages and safer working conditions. These reforms apply directly to the many Filipino workers living there. Filipino workers in Qatar are especially trusted in hospitality, aviation, and construction supervision. Some Qatari companies now promote experienced Filipino workers into team leader roles. Did you know Qatar and the Philippines have an official agreement protecting household service workers specifically? That agreement means your family member has real legal backing, not just a verbal promise. Qatar has learned, through years of experience, that Filipino workers keep things running smoothly. That reputation was earned job by job, year by year. Now, let's move up to number 7. Number 7 is Taiwan, a country steadily increasing its trust in Filipino factory and caregiving workers. Taiwan raised its minimum wage rules specifically to attract more Filipino applicants. Taiwanese factory owners often describe Filipino workers as disciplined and easy to train. Many Filipino caregivers in Taiwan are kept by the same family for many renewed contracts. That kind of repeat hiring shows real, lasting trust. Did you know Taiwan now allows some long-serving Filipino workers to apply for midterm residency? For a Filipino family, that means fewer worries about starting over again elsewhere. Taiwan's demand for Filipino workers keeps rising every single year. That steady rise is proof of quiet, consistent respect. Let's move on to number 6. Number 6 is Kuwait, a country that renewed its commitment to Filipino workers through a formal agreement. Kuwait and the Philippines signed a labor deal focused on protecting domestic workers. This deal set clear rules on rest days, contracts, and passport handling. Filipino workers in Kuwait are often requested by name from returning employer families. That means past employers specifically ask for another Filipino worker again. Did you know Kuwait's agreement was one of the first in the region to guarantee a day off weekly? For a Filipino worker, that single rule means real dignity in daily life. Kuwait chose to formally protect Filipino workers instead of ignoring past problems. That choice is a real documented sign of respect. Now let's climb to number 5. Number 5 is Norway, a country quietly welcoming Filipino seafarers with unusual respect. Norway's shipping industry has long depended on skilled Filipino sailors and officers. Norwegian shipping companies often promote experienced Filipino seafarers into senior officer positions. That is a big step up from ordinary crew work. Norway also supports maritime training programs specifically designed for Filipino cadets. Did you know Filipino seafarers make up a large share of crews on many Norwegian-owned ships? For a Filipino family, that trust means steady work across many years at sea. Norway has quietly built its entire shipping trust around Filipino skill and discipline. That trust runs deep, even if it rarely makes headlines. Let's move up to number 4. Number 4 is the United Kingdom, where Filipino nurses have become truly essential to public hospitals. The UK's National Health Service, known simply as the NHS, actively recruits from the Philippines. The NHS follows an ethical recruitment code that names the Philippines as a trusted partner country. That code promises fair pay and fair treatment for Filipino nurses specifically. Thousands of Filipino nurses now work across UK hospitals, some as ward leaders. Did you know some NHS hospitals host cultural events honoring their Filipino nursing staff each year? For a Filipino family, that honor feels like being truly seen, not just employed. The UK has written respect for Filipino nurses directly into official policy. That is respect backed by real documents. Now, let's rise to number 3. Number 3 is Australia, a country actively speeding up pathways for Filipino caregivers and nurses. Australia placed aged care and nursing on its priority skilled occupation list. That list gives certain foreign workers faster visa processing than usual. Filipino caregivers and nurses sit near the very top of that priority list. Australia's aged care sector has openly admitted it relies heavily on Filipino staff. Many Filipino families in Australia now hold permanent residency, with full rights to bring relatives. Did you know Australia helps fund faster qualification recognition for some Filipino nurses? For a Filipino worker, that support means a quicker, easier path to a real home. Australia is planning its future care system directly around Filipino workers. Let's move on to our final 2. Number 2 is Canada, a country that treats Filipino caregivers like true, lasting family. Canada runs the Home Care Worker Pilot, a program built around caregiving roles. This pilot lets caregivers, many of them Filipino, apply directly for permanent residency. Permanent residency simply means the legal right to stay in Canada forever. Canada is also home to one of the largest, oldest Filipino communities in the world. Entire neighborhoods, churches, and associations thrive because of that community. Did you know national surveys have ranked Filipinos among Canada's most respected immigrant groups? For a Filipino family, that respect means true neighbors, not just employers. Canada offers something rare, real belonging, not just a job offer. Now, finally, let's reach number 1. Number 1, the country with the deepest, most documented respect for Filipino workers is Japan. Japan and the Philippines signed an early agreement called the Economic Partnership Agreement. This agreement first allowed Filipino nurses and caregivers to legally work in Japan. Today, Japan also uses something called the Specified Skilled Worker Visa for Filipino workers. This visa simply lets skilled Filipino workers stay longer, with stronger rights. Japan's rapidly aging population depends heavily on Filipino caregivers, and Japan openly says so. Japanese employers often describe Filipino workers as gentle, patient, and deeply dependable. Did you know some Japanese care facilities now teach staff basic Tagalog greetings for their Filipino co-workers? For a Filipino family, that small effort carries a very big meaning. Japan built this trust slowly, one agreement and 1 year at a time. That patient trust is exactly why Japan stands at number 1. From Germany all the way to Japan, one truth becomes very clear. Filipino workers are not only welcomed abroad, they are genuinely respected. Every new agreement, every new law, every kind gesture tells the same story. Someone's hard work, maybe your own family's hard work, is being honored somewhere in the world. So tell us again in the comments below, which country made your family feel most welcome? If this story made you proud, please give it a like, share it with a loved one working far from home, and subscribe, because more stories like this are still coming.